Breaking news, a teenager is dead following a vicious dog attack in Dighton. The medical examiner at that scene overnight.
Two teenagers rescued from a car when it slams into a building in Brockton and catches fire. We're live with the breaking details on their rescue.
And officers finding themselves on the other side of a chase. Of course, the suspect is not a typical perp.
This is NBC 10 Boston. Boston's 10.
All right, quite a story there. Good morning to everybody on this Friday TGIF. I'm Krista Delcamp.
I'm Latoya Edwards. TGIF is right. So let's get you started off with your day. And Bruins fans waking up in a pretty good mood this morning thanks to a big Game 1 victory last night. The Bees beating the Hurricanes to take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Final. We'll have a live report from Boston in just a few minutes. Let's take a live look outside right now. We're looking at a nice day.
Well, you know what? It sounds like we might have some clouds sticking around here. Here's Matt Noyes with the latest on your forecast.
That's exactly right. The clouds really aren't going anywhere. And as threatening as the sky looks in Boston, as threatening as it may look across the entirety of the area, look what you have on radar. Only a couple of sprinkles at the New Hampshire-Mass border and then into southern New Hampshire as well. So really, we're doing very well this morning, all things considered. Our exclusive Weather Underground network shows temperatures at or below 50 in most spots. Revere Beach is right at 50 degrees on the level. And if you're commuting into downtown Boston this morning, 51 degrees in the city right now. So where are we going from here? Actually, the feels like forecast, what it's going to feel like on the body today, will make it up to 60. I don't know that you need to go with the whole rain regalia. I don't know that you need the rain jacket and the rain boots and all that. I think you get away with the jacket, jeans, and just keep the umbrella on standby because there's not going to be a ton of rain. It's going to be showers that kind of come and go mostly during the afternoon to the early evening. We'll talk about how that may play out for after-school sports by timing things with our exclusive in-house model. We'll also take a look at a great day tomorrow and the chances for rain on Mom's Day, which vary depending upon where you are. All coming up in just a couple of minutes. Right now, let's check out the drive with Natasha.
And we've got Sky Ranger to help out with that. A live look at the Braintree split where traffic is, for the most part, moving freely. We've got minor northbound delays leading up to the split, pretty typical for 6 in the morning. But we do have some heavy delays now building on the expressway. So you can see, particularly from Quincy all the way into Boston, including Dorchester and the gas tank, showing you some of those delays now building northbound. HOV lane is moving along freely right now. Southbound side pretty clear as well. 15 minutes is your drive time right now up into Boston. 93 South, State Line to the Zakim Bridge. Just 33 minutes. A very nice start heading southbound into town. The Pike from 495 to the Proof, 28 minutes. And when you look north of town, we do have one delay, I should say a 2. This is 93 South at 495 in Andover, a moderate delay, and Route 3 southbound out in Chelmsford. We've got some delays as well. Don't last too long. Things are actually improving. That's your latest check. We'll send things back to you guys.
All right, Natasha, and starting things off here at 6 a.m. with breaking news out of Dighton, where a 14-year-old boy was mauled to death by a dog.
So this all happened last night when a neighbor found that teenager's body. NBC 10's Jeff Saperstone is live in Dighton with the latest for you.
Really just an awful scene here, Latoya and Chris, and we're getting a better look now with the sun up. You can see the property here behind us where they removed those dogs last night. It was an active scene for much of the overnight hours. The scene cleared around 3 o'clock this morning. Again, a number of dogs taken away overnight. We're not sure on the count just yet. The DA's office says a 14-year-old is dead in an apparent dog mauling. A neighbor called 911 around 8 o'clock last night after finding the teen dead on the property here on Maple Swamp Road. We're told the 14-year-old is from Rehoboth. Officials don't think there was any foul play here, but it's still very much an active investigation. So back here live, you can see that property behind us here, all quiet this morning. The dogs are now with animal control, but again, this is still very much an active and fluid investigation. For now, we're live in Dighton this morning. I'm Jeff Saperstone, NBC 10 Boston.
Jeff, thank you. Also breaking this morning, police managed to catch a suspect in Woburn after searching throughout the night. They were afraid the suspect was armed because of a report of gunfire inside a house. But once again, police caught the suspect on Mellow Road around 4 o'clock this morning.
And we're staying on top of this story. It's coming out of Brockton where a car slams right into a building. Police at the scene rescued 2 teenagers before the car caught fire. Our Nia Ham is live there right now with some new information. Good morning, Nia.
Good morning, LaToya, and talk about perfect timing. An officer rescuing those teens just in time right after their car crashed into this building here, and you can see what's left after it caught fire. Now, firefighters say they received a phone call about a car on fire near a building around 8:30 Thursday night. Upon arriving, they were met with heavy flames and found two people outside of that vehicle, which firefighters say was about 6 feet into the building. Now, it turns out Captain Mark Picaro was patrolling the area just moments after the crash, according to police, and got the pair out of the car before the car and building caught fire. It's a good thing he did, because firefighters say gas was actually leaking, and it took some quick thinking on their part to knock the second alarm fire down.
These buildings were so overbuilt years ago that structurally we're in pretty good shape. The problem is just now getting the vehicle out there, getting everything washed down. There's a lot of void spaces in buildings like this that we have to make sure we get water into those void spaces and get them opened up.
And the occupants of that vehicle both transported to the hospital with minor injuries. Luckily, nobody inside this building at the time. It's been abandoned and boarded up for a while now. Live here in Brockton, Nia Ham, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, Nia, thank you. And now to breaking details out of Fitchburg State University, with that school tweeting out that a situation is under control after reports of gunshots near campus. They tell us this happened near Clinton and Orange Streets. According to the school, there appears to be no serious threat.
Two people are recovering this morning after this stabbing outside of a pizza shop. Police say the two people got into an argument on Washington Street near the Eggleston House of Pizza. They suffered minor injuries and they are expected to be okay.
And a Beverly woman back in court for a road rage case that unfolded on camera. The video you're looking at, it shows two women fighting on 128 in Danvers earlier this year. Susan Lavoie has pled not guilty to misdemeanor charges in that fight. The other driver, Catherine Bergen of Gloucester, pled not guilty last week. The two trading punches while drivers watched back on March 29th.
We have new video for you of a crash that seriously injured a grandmother and a 3-year-old child in Worcester. Look at this. Police say it was a distracted driver who slammed into the stroller on the sidewalk on Wednesday, pinning the child underneath the car. No charges yet for the driver. Also right now, the FBI and Somerville police, they've now doubled the reward for information leading to the arrest of this man right here. Last week's bank robber in Davis Square, the reward is now standing at $20,000. Last Wednesday, officials say the man fired a shot into the ceiling at the Middlesex Federal Savings Bank and then fired another round at the responding officer before he took off. The FBI saying the suspect should be considered armed and dangerous. Breaking news this morning, the United States and China failing to reach an agreement in that ongoing trade war.
So what this means is that tariffs on Chinese imports, those products are going up. It's due to affect all of us. Let's go to Joy Lim-Nakrin, who's live in the studio with the latest impact. Joy.
Good morning, Krista and LaToya. So this means higher prices for so many things that Americans buy every day, including chemicals, building materials, furniture, consumer electronics. The U.S. Trade Representative's office announcing tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese goods, the tax jumping from 10% to 25%. And China is fully prepared to defend its interests in the trade war with the U.S., but is hoping that the U.S. can meet them halfway. The comments come as a Chinese delegation is set to hold talks in Washington today as well as tomorrow. And this morning, we're also keeping an eye on Wall Street to see how this is impacting the stock market as well. So, of course, that's something we'll continue to follow. Reporting live in studio, Joy Lim-Nakrin, NBC 10 Boston.
Joy, thank you. The world champion Red Sox honored at the White House yesterday. Several players and the manager, Alex Cora, chose not to meet President Trump. Cora boycotted the visit because he says the president is not doing enough to help Puerto Rico following Hurricane Maria. Players Mookie Betts, Xander Bogaerts, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Rafael Devers also did not attend this, but those who did attend thanked President Trump for his hospitality. He recognized how far the Red Sox have come since they broke the curse in 2004.
You now have won more World Series than any other team in the century. That's pretty good, huh?
Thank you, Mr. President, for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be honored today here at the White House. And I know celebrating a Red Sox victory is tough for you, given that you're a Yankee fan and all.
Before the ceremony, the official White House schedule accidentally listed the team on its website as the Red Sox, S-O-C-K-S. The typo was later corrected. No problem. Matt Noyes, what about that forecast?
Double OPS on that one, right? Here's what's going on for us now. We have a quiet radar scan in the immediate Boston area. We have seen at least some sprinkles and light showers from extreme northern Mass into southern New Hampshire. It's not a big deal for you. It's just enough to wet the roads and put a couple of drops in the windshield. So sprinkles north this morning, a chance of a shower for many of us during the midday, and then by the afternoon, evening, a few showers make their way through. At no point do you see steady swath of rain in there, right? Pollen count's going to be high until the showers start to lower it for you. And at Fenway Park, we do think there'll be a few showers around for the game. We actually also think the high of 61 today will be reached during the evening. So it'll be the warmest time of the day anyway, but you just have to be ready for some raindrops to come and go at the park with the wind blowing out to center. I've got a good look at the weekend forecast, the chance of rain on Mom's Day from our exclusive forecast system, and a look to the 10-day all coming up.
All right, Matt, still to come here on NBC 10 Boston this morning. The Bruins opening the Eastern Conference Finals with a huge win, and we're live at the TD Garden with a full recap from last night.
Plus, you got to check out how police attempt to wrangle this cow in southern New Hampshire, how they reacted to the cow charging at them next.